Boom, hello, and welcome back. Dan was just asking me why there is a switch missing from my... I guess we could put it, but let's go top-down camera. You can see that there's a switch missing here. He was asking why. And actually, some people on the mechanical forum were asking why. It's no particular reason. It's simply because I didn't have enough switches because I bought them separately. So, because I'm very particular about my switches, so at some point I need to order some more. I'm actually making 2 keyboards for Hector from Optic. So when I order all his parts, I'm going to order 1 switch for my keyboard. Just the 1 switch.
But
I like this keyboard. This keyboard is such a nice build, but I just don't know, because it's basically 60% keyboard. This is like 65 or something. It comes with a column of keys here and the arrows, and I just don't know if I can have them in my life.
I like it. I like it.
We move to Mirage. Faze looking for redemption to show what they can actually do, because Fnatic simply did not allow them to really in the first one. Faze will be starting though. On the T side, they'll have the AKs first, and that might make quite the difference.
JW, easy frag. Easy frag. Easy frag. There we go. Oh, easy frag. Looking pretty good right now for the Fnatic side. This is not how FaZe want to start this game off. They need to make sure that Fnatic don't just get to start with everything. This is not a good sign, guys. This is a bad sign. It's a bad sign.
Just wait for the AKs, mate. Wait for the AKs.
Or the Deagle right here that Nico has. That's a half changer.
There we go. Nico Deagle. Scouts on Crims. We have seen some amazing scout recently.
Amazing.
Amazing scouties. Whoa, that's not cool.
It's so weird, this game. Like, you can have a player standing on top of you, and if you right-click your knife, you'll stab him in the back. Even if you're not looking up, just looking forward. It has happened on more than one occasion.
Scouts happened again. It's happened. Failure is everywhere, James. It's everywhere. It's pervasive.
Omnipresent. Persistence.
Failure is the thread that weaves through all things in this round.
It's good. You need to fail to progress in life. Failure is essential. It is a must. It is a requirement. You must learn from your mistakes. You must fall down. You must pick yourself back up.
Yeah.
You learn what is right by doing wrong.
It's ironic, isn't it? I can't be factually incorrect. I can't be doing this. Cannot be doing this.
The funny thing is, the audio is so clear, it sounds like you're saying it right now.
Yeah.
So it could really mess you up.
Where's your lint roller, James?
You took it away and put it on my desk.
Oh. The man must keep on top of his lint.
It's too fast, man.
I need to...
Okay, Dan's left. I don't know where Dan's going.
The first time they did that, it threw me off because I looked over and he's not talking, but I hear him like whispering in my ear. I was like, what is happening? Production.
Yeah, there are many. I mean, by the end of this season, we're going to have like the biggest soundboard of all time. It's funny when those guys used to do soundboards from events and so on, and there just wouldn't be enough soundboards to really... They would never have like everything that I said, because, you know, I have a lot to say.
I need to add that to my stream. I need to get like a board just with a bunch of like...
Yeah?
Because I have the Elgato stream deck or whatever.
Yeah, let's get them takeovers going as Fnatic tries to take over the first buy round. Crips creeping through the smoke, and that's Guardian taken out immediately. That's the AWP gone. That has to be frustrating. Exist getting his Barong through the smoke. Fnatic get everywhere.
Yeah, that's what they do. Push everything. Our strategy is to go everywhere at once. However, after getting the initial frag on Guardian, they are being whittled away. The health is low on the remainder of FaZe, but they should be fine here. Unless Golden gets a cheeky double. Buys Lecro time to get into the action. And he's unable to do so. So Lecro, he can... This scout is essentially an AWP right now because of how tagged up everybody is, but that's not something that Lecro necessarily knows. He's got the CZ equipped instead as he waits for the perfect timing, hoping for someone to offer themselves up, which is a smart way to do it. Because see, the money's very good for Fnatic and also good for FaZe. So Lecro is very incentivized to get kills. Let's see some kills, Lecro.
Incentivized.
This is... Imagine if you're waiting here for like, you know, a good 20 seconds and then that starts happening. It's scary, man.
I wonder if...
Is he going to try? He doesn't have a kit. Oh, okay, he's just getting the M4. I'm sad he didn't try to get kills. I feel like getting kills is more value than the M4 in this situation, but...
It literally is, right? More value, essentially.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Especially if you have the lead and you want to reset them.
Money for Faze would have been pretty awful if they lost 2 players.
Yeah. Let's see how this money plays out.
I mean,
it could mean an extra AWP in a tight spot.
Yeah, yeah, very true. It's funny because I think we more rarely see teams look after their own economy. Teams mostly seem to be more interested in trying to pressure the other team's economy. So it's cool to see that difference.
Nice. I always like it when the window's been popped early. JW taking Carrigan down immediately. Does he detect the other player in mid? Around to connector now. Crims is there, and Rain's messed up his jump. He's given his position away. There's another jump for him. Deep smoke into CT. Flush asking questions towards the B bomb site. The grenade will do some damage, but not massive. JW getting greedy.
So
and again,
weird.
yeah, they knew Rain was in connector, so...
I think that's one of the worst peaks in the game, quite frankly. There could be so many angles. Like, even if you have info that all of top mid is clear, if one guy has like a weird off angle under the window, he always sees your barrel.
Yeah, like heavily geometrically disadvantaged.
Yeah.
It's like that you're so close to the
unless,
wall.
Unless you're like low HP and trying to like play a headshot type thing when you have a teammate connector, cat. But Crims wasn't even there where he was just died from. Now it's a 3 versus 4 from the 5-on-4, and it looks like Golden's about to get a golden ticket. I don't know how that played into it, but he's dead.
He died. I do wonder partly if Fnatic are, you know, when they're in the zone and everything's going their way, if they will do things which don't necessarily make the most sense just because they can. And if it succeeds, it's even more tilting to their opponent and just will have a fair chance of impacting their opponent's performance negatively.
For JW, it always seemed like that, right?
Yeah, because I feel like that's part of the power of Fnatic is that there are certain times where they can just do whatever they want no matter what your level of skill is. And it's like, how do you not get extremely frustrated by that?
Well, yeah, people will give like something like JW criticism when I remember like last major, they weren't doing so hot in a match, and he like walked to the overpass monster smoke with an op that the CTs threw, and he just died kind of looking stupid. And everyone was just calling him like a bot. I was like for him to be a bot at whatever level he's functioning at is like still beyond like whatever you're like perceiving is happening right now. So like yes, that was very poor, like nothing came of his play. So like by him doing that, if that would work, if the guy was like say pillar at overpass on that round and he got the kill, like now the whole meaning of that smoke changes for you as a CT the rest of the half.
Yeah.
And so anyways. Tangential. Big control here, Dan.
Yeah. Yeah, FaZe not really too interested in committing too much to it just yet. Fnatic's initial barrage of grenades will deter them, and they'll decide to go for a set piece onto the A site pretty quickly. Nico being the lurker, coming out of underpass into mids. And otherwise, everyone up pits. So very simple, very basic A take. We'll see if it works out for them.
Golden with the MP9, super awkward angles, but Rain will trade from the Tetris position. Clearing Sandwich, moving over, clearing the bench, clearing the stairs position, or trying to, but Crims is still there. In the meantime, we've got JW making a play towards CT. Meanwhile, Crims is going crazy!
My goodness.
Through the smoke, into Sandwich, and he will make a Rubin out of FaZe.
It's wild because a second before this, I was going to comment if Fnatic won the round because they were actually not doing a great job of watching that connector flank, and Nico was, you know, just taking his time because his team hadn't died. You don't really need to speed up that lurk unless your team's just falling apart, unless, of course, they all fall apart at once like they did, and he has no choice but to just keep doing what he's doing. But if Crims doesn't make this play, Fnatic loses that round 100% in my mind. Unless Nico whiffs from the flank, but like they were not watching the flank actively. Great play by Crims again to put the team on his back for a round.
His form is so scary right now. I do wonder like where you would place him as far as like best players in the world goes, like because I feel he's like rapidly got into the argument of like right at the top.
It is so interesting. That conversation sometimes irks me because it's
Yeah.
like, you know, depending on where a team's at and how they're functioning and their style of play, like certain players don't get to really showcase a world, like someone who'd consider them #1 in the world, but on their team they're like doing a phenomenal job. Or
Yep.
Crims in this case has this role, but people could have been criticizing him earlier in the year. It's awesome to see him flip it on its head because a lot of people were criticizing him being out of his prime. So it's a cool. It is a conversation to be had. You could say who's the most mechanically skilled, who's the most impactful fragger, damage, etc. And Crims is someone who's not so flashy. Is definitely someone who could be in that conversation of impact fraggers,
Yep.
which is
Yep.
so cool at this level to see someone who has been at the top for so long.
The timing of that play as well was so strong. Fnatic though not having the best of times right now, but JW still continues to harass in the middle area, and just like that they turned around. Spotted one play towards Palace, nobody in CT, 2 players for Fnatic coming in from the short position. As the bomb needs to get planted, but what can FaZe determine is open. They have no smoke, the smoke's disappearing, and Karrigan has to go for the gamble plant. Meanwhile, there's an exchange, and all his teammates have gone. And there's JW once again for his 3rd kill of the round. 5-2 for Fnatic.
Luckily, FaZe got the bomb down. Will help their economy a little bit, but it's kind of scary because Fnatic are now placing themselves in a position where they can begin to snowball the game if they are successful in the next like 2 rounds. I imagine FaZe will just sort of get some pistols here and just half buy, and then we'll see an AK round. So yeah, if Fnatic are able to have some good success in the next couple of rounds, we may have an overpass type situation on our hands. And it feels so awesome on Mirage on the CT side to have a good economy, but well, that happens every so often. The peak pre-fire with the deagle, the crouch peek with it is very strong. And as time works out, as you see, Crims will get rid of the weapon. What a responsible guy. A responsibility.
Short peek. Flush is ready for it. They could go back to the well. Would you? Answers on a postcard. 2-0-2 set up for Fnatic, dealing with multiple places at the same time. Off angle, well, the less common boost peek towards CPL. Flush taken down in the meantime, but this is a still ill-equipped FaZe. Karrigan with the CZ. Are there any weapons for them to collect? We know the AWP was taken away, but where is Flush's weapon? Perhaps Guardian's looking for it, and he picks it up.
Yeah, interesting situation for FaZe. So much time has passed now, and the defense has become very passive for the CTs, as it normally would when you slow things down like this. In a 3v3. Guardian making a lot of noise, and that will be heard by Crims. Crims will win the peak. And now, like, it's increasingly difficult. How do they plant on this A site? Golden watching from CT with the AWP, and then you've got Crims to worry about from the jungle position. And, oh, that's a close miss there from Golden. The Incendiary is definitely going to help out. It will finish Karrigan off in the end, but the bomb will be planted in the meantime by Rain. Has Rain created an opportunity here? He's got the CZ. He's down to 2 HP, 10 bullets left, but Golden will take him down. And indeed, the round will go to Fnatic. But a pretty decent round from FaZe, all things considered.
Not 2 alive. You want to get the numbers down like they did and get that bomb planted. So 6-2 is a score that could get, you know, at the higher level. This doesn't mean, you know, you still have a lot of confidence in this T side, right? No matter what Fnatic's done to you yet, you just look at that score line and play round to round here. And I'm curious to see how FaZe is going to reply. Like I said, I haven't been watching them play much at all lately, so it's really interesting to see their approach every round to me right now with Zist playing. Olaf to have someone who's really independent, and you could let him kind of just go on his own and do whatever. They say Zist has taken that role. Haven't seen him do that since 1.6, so kind of cool to watch.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
That 1.6 was a while ago now as well.
No, literally, yeah, Zist was a solid rifler, but I haven't seen him do that.
An exchange around connector. All of FaZe now in the A bomb site, deploying some grenades of their own, forcing JW away. 3 on 3. 2 sniper rifles now for Fnatic. Flush are close in connector. Lecro waiting around jungle. FaZe have fallen back off the site. 1 player in Palace and 2 on the ramp. Oh, Karrigan's going for the big flank. It is planted in that direction. So FaZe will count on Fnatic having a slow advance. The Molotovs are out, but the clock is ticking.
There you go. JW might just try to stick this in the smoke. It's a good timing to do so. Karrigan, the spray long range from Connected will work out. Lekr0 spinning around confused and bewildered. Will go down. FaZe win a very, very critical round, and we can see how critical it is based on where the money's left for Fnatic. They're in a spot where they could actually... Crims could drop a rifle. He can buy for himself as well. And you're always going to go AWP. So they're just going to force it up with this. I like it. I like when you get the AWP in a situation like this.
Especially around the connector area on a map like Mirage. There's so many, unless they literally all go up or B, you're generally going to have a chance to find a kill before they hit a strat. Because most teams opt for mid control, obviously.
He's in the right bomb side as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're going towards A, but it looks like you might... Yeah, they're not smoking off the right side of A, which is very common. They're giving him a chance to find some picks, but now they're aware of his op. They're going to throw all the nades they have at him and get that bomb planted as fast as possible. Still have some utility up with Zist. Sensitive subject here is people got to move with the right paths out of the bomb site. Very easy for someone to get isolated here. Rain allowing himself to be isolated, but at a confident off angle, aggressively going to keep pushing into J-dubs. I really like when Rain's in these positions. He does exactly that right there. Able to take his own forward position, not really having backup, but still has the confidence to win those fights.
I like that FaZe decided to go A because it's so hard for a team with really low economy to stop an A push. Unless you have unless you 100% know it's coming at the perfect forward positions.
You have to have like one guy on balcony maybe gets to kill Palace or something.
Yeah, you need those close guys, don't you? And then what are you going to do as a CTs for a retake? You've got no grenades. It's like so hard.
And then if they played smart and stay back, which is why it was unique that Reigns stayed up there. You know, sometimes it's tough to back off from this position because he knows they're going to swing on him. But really good job for him to get those 2 kills. 6-4 here. FaZe is now pretty happy. They got the monetary advantage here going into the 11th round.
Guardian going in first towards the B Palmers with the AWP going deep.
Banking on somebody jumping on the box. This is very interesting.
That's such like a specific counter. Yeah, and it makes sense. He has a lot of cover. He has his boys behind him. He's got a smoke kind of angling him off.
Going deep with Guardian. And it has worked out wonderfully well. Bomb site for them. Nada for Fnatic. Nico on the hunt. And it would serve Fnatic really well to save these 2 guns. Are they buying in the following round? They must be, right? They did a full save here pretty much, so they had the guns left over. So with the loss bonus, with the 3rd loss in a row, right? So $2,400 for this, so they can get a good buy-in. Especially if Flusher survives, which that would be pretty critical. He's trying to play this really safe by the Palace, and he should be, yeah, he'll be fine. No one can really get to him in time, so they will be able to buy happily. Well, I say happily, no one will have an AWP, which is actually kind of a big deal. Would be cool to see stuff like, you know, an underpass setup from Fnatic, just trying to take away middle, do something proactive. With the lack of an AWP, you feel like they want to be active here.
Wow.
Well, this is different.
Active towards the A bomb side. Double Palace push, maybe?
They put someone in sandwich.
Or just literally a straight up A stack. Interesting.
I like that. That's cool. We were talking with Sean about this the other day. He was saying that not enough teams sort of just throw stuff like that in the mix.
I think it actually might be Karrigan. Someone was talking about at Cancun, I think, that like Karrigan will hit the same bomb site every gun round. Like, ignore the eco rounds, but he'll maintain hitting the same bomb site until they lose a round at that site. There's some weird formula that someone figured out, and they're like, watch. And it was like, I think it might even been Crims when I was sitting there with Lurpus talking. And so maybe they have a read that he wants that A, which is going to be incorrect. That's what the bomb is going up for B halls. But I remember them saying something along those lines with Karrigan. Like, Karrigan has some formula that he follows by.
Imagine planting that information. Just like planting it somehow, like telling someone, some third,
so
like
it gets back to
middleman
Carrot
party.
and he counters the counter.
It gets to Crims, and Crims is like, whoa. He's like, show him the right demos, he plant the demos.
That'd be awesome.
Lecro needs two.
It's like, we hit B.
Guardian. He's been heard. But is he going to scope? Is he going for the quick scope? He's baited the shot out of Lecro. The pre-fire is there, but he can't get around the corner fast enough. Flusher faking with a pistol won't work out, and this rotation is falling off the map, falling off the track. Golden 1 versus 3. This is doable. 2 of the 3 players are on the site, but Guardian says no.
That awkward kill in apps from Guardian. If he loses that fight, they lose the round because there's the CT in apps. Like and the rotation can come in much more quickly. As the CT and the apps can then stay alive. Like it's just like that one no scope, like desperation no scope was the difference between a round win and loss, I think.
Yeah, like I didn't see who that was on CT, but if he was dancing more, was that Flusher? No, that wasn't Flusher.
I'm not sure. I think.
But yeah, but I don't see that Rain got 2 big kills. So I didn't see what was happening. He hit the wall. Cribs didn't mean to stop there.
Awkward. Seems FaZe will take this game by the reins in the dying rounds of the first half, taking the leads following the conclusion of this one, unless something very weird happens. Flusher with a scout, Lecro with the P2 Fiddy. Hello.
Hello.
What does Carrigan do now? If he pushes and someone's around the corner, he's at risk of dropping his AK-47, and as his team haven't breached the site, that could cause calamity. So he's kind of trapped for the time being. But now he should feel safer about advancing, and he will slowly creep. Ooh, that was nasty. Ooh, that's bad.
Hello.
Hello. Oh! Mr. Jello. 250,000. Get the rub down going. Nice.
That is a lot of facing points. That's a quarter of a million, James.
It's a quarter of a million FACEIT points.
What, off the top of your head, is there anything, what could you buy with that?
You could buy an AWP Lightning and have lots of change. You could buy gloves. You could buy a pair of gloves with that. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 different gloves I think you can buy with 250k. And maybe some...
just try to peek Guardian right now.
Oh my god.
Just try to peek Ladislav. Try to! Okay, Lecro.
It took 2 people to take him down.
He created so much space so fast.
Curse your team, Lecro. You guys are now losing.
God damn.
That is scary, isn't it? It's been interesting to see like the effect of Guardian on FaZe. Having an AWP that can do that, like just because it's a team where it's supposed to be that every player is capable of this, and so it's just that's I think one of the things that makes them difficult to play against, which is quite fun to watch too. But it reminded me of Inferno B when you on the T side you get like 2 instant kills on Banana and it's just like the round is just over immediately because it just happens too quickly. And now they're gonna go A, and there's Crimson's close with the Mag 7, maybe Mag 7 in the dream, but he's been spotted. Can't get any connections really. They've done some damage. Whoa, okay, JW with the last couple bullets, just somehow finding an extra frag, and all of a sudden FaZe players are falling like flies. Nico and Guardian left, Guardian critically weak. He is critical, and now he's put out of his misery.
What?
What indeed? What indeed?
What? Yeah. What is a very big question for those CZ kills. What on earth did we just witness?
Did we have that last one? Was he falling off? Or did he land?
Damn, son.
CZ he landed.
Ridiculous.
I was using 5.7 the other day because I was like, oh, it's probably still just as good, and I was just using it on stream, and it's like you could spam it and get kind of random. And like I found good, and I was like, all right, I'll go back to the CZ, and it's just like. It's so easy to like literally you could tap it and get a 2-bullet or just spray it if you like start whiffing. You just literally hold mouse 1 and you trail away, pull down a little bit. Just get a like body kill and an AK'er.
Yeah.
It's like a FAMAS. The CZ is like a FAMAS with less bullets.
Dude, it's crazy.
So
stronger?
good.
Is it stronger per bullet? You would know, Dan. James. I do that all the time here. It's the first time today though.
I would check it if I had my laptop next to me, but it's too much information for the little phone. But I will look into it. It probably is similar to a FAMAS. I wonder about Armor Pen though. Probably better on a FAMAS, I would imagine.
Chat, I got a question for you guys. P2K or USPS? Everyone likes USPS.
I want to go PTK again. I'm going to go PTK
Thank
again.
you.
Yeah,
what have you got equipped?
I'm gonna get nothing sticker and put it on.
What do you have equipped?
I have a free. I'll give you a P2K.
It might still be the P2000. It might be the USP. I was using P2K for quite a while recently. But that switched, I think, maybe
Around.
Ooh, Rain.
yeah.
That is your name and your alias. Look at him.
It's raining.
Looking for the
He's
ace.
just standing. Look at he just like
Oh
poised warrior.
My God.
He didn't even mean to. He let his girlfriend grab the mouse now, and he's like, "Here, hon, I'm pushing ramp. I'll use keyboard."
That's quite the ace from Rain. That is quite the ace.
Bish bash bosh. We need more than
Was that 4 or
3 things
5?
to say.
That's an argument for the USP right there.
Yeah.
If he has a P2000, he's not getting an ace there.
Did he get 5?
Yeah, he got an ace. Yeah.
Why
Because
not?
they didn't know where he was coming from. They didn't know where they were being shot from for the longest time. That's why I have to use USP, because it gives me space for error correction. It benefits me. It makes
What
me a better
about all
player.
the bullets you miss and you run out of ammo? You'd have more to.
I didn't run out of ammo with a USP.
I was just trying to.
I run out of
fill a low
targets.
blow.
I run out of targets, Jordan.
I think like P2K is tied to spread, right? So if you get the dink, you can just kind of spray and like you'll be pretty confident you're gonna get the frag and like faster fire rate on the
Yeah.
on the spray as well.
I've always
so.
liked it because the USPS, there is nothing like when you hit that first bullet with the USPS, it's pretty buttery.
It does feel good, yeah.
But the P2K just seems to treat me well.
Yeah, and I think the accuracy is basically like the difference is negligible. I think.
Yeah, I just feel like yeah, exactly. I feel like I can spam the P2K more. If there's smoke execs, I'm not scared to put a clip into it. If I'm like delaying for my team or something.
I was saying yesterday that I feel like the difference might actually be some kind of a placebo type effect based on the fact that the USPS, because the spraying it is kind of more awkward and because it's silenced, like you kind of know inherently I have to hit them in the head. So you really make sure you get that counter strafe in. You're getting that sort of like good first split accuracy, like really trying to do that. Whereas the P2K, I think a lot of people feel like you can kind of spam it a bit more. And so that's kind of how like I feel when I'm using both guns. So I need to like I need to like grind the P2K, I think, and just like really focus on like using it like a deagle sometimes, just like really taking my time. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, I think you're on point with it because that's kind of been my mantra. I love the P2K, and I think if you just kind of just shoot it pretty steady, it's always... You hit the first bullet, accuracy is still really good. I feel like I aim higher. I don't know, this is something I like tell my stream, but I don't know if it's like... If there's any weight to it really, but I feel like I aim at the very tip of the head with the P2K, whereas the USPS, I just aim at their face, and... I don't know, somehow it works better for me.
Yeah. The tip of the head, that's like very much 1.6, like...
Yeah.
1.6
all placebo, just like...
Yeah. Okay, here we go. We've got really good equipment for both teams. Guardian will whiff the first shot from Connector. And look at the B apartments. It's a party. It's a party, but no one hopefully will go to the kitchen because that kitchen is disgusting. They're going to make their way through underpass. Into middle. This might be a bit surprising for Nico, and they're going to boost 2. This is awesome. There is no one to spot this. Nico's going to be so surprised. He has no idea.
What is that?
Oh my God!
Wait.
This is nuts.
There's still smoke into CT spawn from mid.
This is nuts. Fnatic just walking in. They have no idea. They're going for the pinch now. It's getting a little bit awkward. JW stuck in a corner. Seems like they didn't synchronize up all that well, but still, perhaps a distraction will allow them to breach the bomb site. But maybe not. This is a struggle.
Let's see if it works out for them. 2-on-2. That's a huge frag for Lekro, and he's got space to avoid the Molotov. Rain spotted now in that cat position. Lekro's in the red. Rain is dead. It was interesting, the guys in market started running for Fnatic, and I wonder why, because obviously they were completely undetected. And
I was curious too.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if maybe the jungle guy, because they threw that smoke spawn, and just had to call it. Like, I think they're flanking, like, because he did seem kind of aware from it, so you never know.
That was really cool, though. I don't think I've ever seen a round quite like that, where they literally just walk in, boost 2 people, both go into the shop. Like that's for the B split. That is so sick.
Wow. Those are 2 huge frags from JW.
Gets wrecked.
Saw player 2 while shooting player 1. Grim's just creeping with a deagle, why not? Fnatic are back again, causing colossal problems. So that's one of 2 players spotted in Carrigan. Where is Nico? That's the question. as Carrigan is dispatched of, jettisoned into the sun.
He died. Nico will get a couple kills at least. There's one. Peeks with the flash. Lekro is awaiting. Bomb making its way to B. Nico, if he gets the right read here, he's going towards A.
Yeah, I think he's heard JW scoping in connector, and it sent him in the wrong direction.
That was another like talking about Orpus scoping and sort of creating deception. Yesterday we saw an amazing run on Cobblestone from Team Liquids on the T side where they had an A sort of they were going for an A play, 3 players through A long, just walking it, and like very late round, and they got steal like into the drop zone, so like it kind of sounded like he's maybe lurking, but then they start faking with keeping an AWP towards plateau without peeking, just scoping. So it kind of sounds like it's going to be a B play, just because you hear drop take in and you hear the scoping, but it's actually an A play, and they walk all the way. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's real beautiful.
I like that. I mean, we've already seen that's kind of like an add-on to like people just sending the opera alone late anyways. But now they're not like overcommitting it. They're actually like doing it more subtly, which lends to the fake actually happening more. Because if you're too obvious, the meta goes out the window.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a subtlety of that. That's really neat.
And it works out really well too, because the rotation, I think it's Nitro with the or twist, is that it actually goes into middle, and because the ranges work out so well, it's actually the rotation time is not actually too horrendous. But either way, we'll see if Nico can do something with the AWP that he has. Saved. Close setup towards pits. Crims, he's creeping. He's creeping in the palace. And Rain has given his position away in the window, so now the Fnatic players are alerted. Oh, he's got a Thug Life sticker. Thug Life.
Minute 10. Possession of mid for Fnatic. Not often you see 2 players boosted into the window. Normally it's just the one. Bomb has been collected, but where is Lekro going? Exiting the B apartments. Crim's slowly emerging towards A. I think Exist is in a shallow position. One of 3 players on the A site for Faze. No, he's above at the moment. 3 players coming in from Connector. And there's the AWP onto Nico, taking Golden down after a tag on another player. Missing the shot though on on A ramp, and that's going to change everything, although, Guardian's collected it. But there are too many targets. The positioning's too good for Fnatic, and he's unable to fire a shot. Now it's down to Rain. Exist still hasn't revealed his position. 20 seconds left, and this is collapsing. It's JW versus 2, and he's going to give it up. What a turnaround.
Yeah. when Guardian picked up the AWP, I was like, oh, it's over.
The movement was so peculiar from different people that round. At any given point, Nico would have died faster if someone swung. Rain would have died faster if the connector guys committed. Then he would have got a double if he didn't. Yeah, that was one of those rounds you can't really count either team out to the last second.
Money sucks for Fnatic now. Really, really sucks. But same for FaZe. I mean, they're in a position where they can get reset, so there's a lot of hope here for Fnatic in the following rounds to try to mount a comeback of sorts, and they will actually spend everything pretty much. Flusher, a little bit late to it, but he will also get himself an AK. Kevlar, no helmets on Mr. Flusher. And it's Lekro to go down through the smoke, I believe, from Guardian. And 2 players quickly up the underpass into mid from Fnatic. And the grenades are doing a great job just running the gauntlet and getting annihilated like lemmings off the cliff.
Off the cliff.
What was that bird that like picks up goats and just like drops it off cliffs? Is that
I don't remember.
Do you remember? It's like
kind of hawk or something.
I remember like we used that for like a good few segments. We were just like laughing about that for most of the day.
Is that just a bald eagle?
Like maybe
it is. I don't know.
I don't remember which one it is.
Someone tweet us if you know the answer to that. Please tweet us. We really like animal facts. We like to understand nature.
Nature is Scary is one of my favorite Twitter accounts. If you are weak of hearts.
Yeah, eagle.
Don't go there.
I have a clip of an eagle throwing a goat off a cliff to its death.
Why are you laughing at that?
No, I just found it funny.
You're savage.
Because just because of the addition at the end, throws that go off the cliff to its death. I feel like I don't know. Like, be amazing to see if there was in an instance where the goats actually managed to actually survive that.
I wouldn't want to see that. Surviving falling off a cliff.
Yeah, it's pretty hard for goat, man.
Don't know how long he's going to survive for.
Dude, this is crazy.
Ah.
Ooh, money has been broken.
Of course, there's a condor.
A condor?
So it's the bird.
What is a condor, anyway?
It's a massive bird. He said. It's a massive bird.
It's a massive bird.
Now he's spreading his arms out like he is a bird.
Let's get kind of some wings in front of the balcony.
We need to have a better hiring process, James. Who are we letting in into the studio? Just flapping his arms around.
I know, Dan, but you were hiding before I was, so I couldn't do anything about it. We've seen it, yeah.
Listen, it's an eco round here. So pay attention to the goat. No P250 on Lecro. Is he going to do something for us here? We've paid a lot of money to watch this, Lecro. Just kidding. It's free to watch on youtube.com/FACEIT.
Nice. At least you know the link. Sean Gares doesn't.
Wow. Sean, you're listening right now.
We miss him.
Sean, come up to Santa Monica if you're listening, actually. Get a couple beers.
We'll have to get you both in one day together. Just have like Cloud9 alumni show. That'll be fun.
Why don't we just get Ska,
get Shroud in there.
Ryan, Shroudy.
Where does Shroud live?
Probably an hour from here.
Oh, really? Yeah, let's get Shroud in, man.
Mike would just sit here and be like, you guys got a second PC for me to stream?
We can do that. We got that.
He just plays PUBG on the broadcast of CS. Guardian. Guarding middle. This is, I'm going to stop.
I keep doing it. Just do it. Just all the time.
5-man mid-take. This is really interesting. I've been trying to talk about this concept. If you're going to take Cat, have a teammate go Connector. If you're going to take Connector, have a teammate go Cat. And they're not doing that lightly at all, as they have 2 guys in Connector, 3 guys up Cat. 1 under window, actually, now. And they're taking control, and Kerrigan saying, hey, guy, get on my head. Because this says,
hey,
yes,
you.
Sir.
Hey, you.
Faze,
get on my head.
Fnatic says, hey, we're leaving. That's interesting. 5-man mid-control, gave up upper B. Easily could have been an upper B push, but they had the read. They said they're too scared to push upper B. So they took mid with 5. If they were to get kills Connector, they would have turned this into an A strat. Didn't happen. So now a 5 versus 3 converging on B. Just kind of walk. This is a contact round. There's no exec. There's no point to throw any nades here on Fnatic. They're just waiting for some action to happen. Lecro dies right here. You're going to see him come out upper B fast. Watch. They're going to swing. They're not actually going to go into much here, as Faze guessed right. They're actually going to go into a lot there, but they're not going to yield much from that, as Faze was ready and they guessed correctly. I'm kind of surprised they did that, because I don't... Did someone from Faze push a ramp? They guessed correctly on that rotate, and sometimes that's how Counter-Strike goes. Faze could have easily fell back and guessed A, but because of... I didn't see the A side of the site, but something told them not to.
Well,
that was a good guess.
Yeah, it's good guarding of the B apartments from Guardian.
They should have never won that round. But who's to tell them they shouldn't have? Not me.
Match point for Faze. Looks like a frustrating round for Fnatic.
Yeah, it's cool to see in the sense, you know, Faze doing to Fnatic what Fnatic did to them on the previous map, in a sense that, you know, just shutting them down, hopelessness, frustration, despair, all these things. All these horrible things. Oh, the mid push hit. Faze want to finish it off fast. Rain straight up there and back down again to safety.
Did JW's window smoke just bounce off the fence ledge?
Oh, dear boy. Peppering. 4-on-2. There aren't that many CTs on the site right now, but Fnatic are feeling quite claustrophobic in those apartments. Golden of 33 HP. Golden, no more with his knee pads. 16-9 in favor of Faze Clan.
Didn't look like that way to start either. Fnatic came out hot. What was it, 6-1 at one point?
Yeah, they picked up where they left off at in their most dominant part of Overpass, but ultimately it's Faze Clan taking it over the line, and I think Faze Clan need that psychologically as well as the points on the board. Didn't have the greatest of starts to the ECS season, but there we go. Got a victory on Mirage.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's sort of, to be expected between these two teams to have a game such as this, just a huge amount of individual plays and clutches. Honestly, like, for example, the first map, a lot of the ability for Fnatic to snowball Faze came out of crazy clutches from the likes of Crims. There was 2 really huge clutches from him, which sort of set the tone, and we see similarly here for Faze, and so you can see that Rain had a pretty damn good game here, and we saw the start to the second half with a pistol ace from Rain to definitely encourage people to switch to that USP. If you're not on it, I'll be switching away from it. And yeah, awesome. I can't wait to see the scoreboard at the end of the European broadcast, because I think things are starting to flesh out a little bit. We're a bit far away from really seeing what kind of shape it's going to take, but right now it's really only Astralis that's like, okay, these guys are clearly at the top, like, and they can't be shifted. Everything else is in flux.
Yeah, we will soon find out. Coming up at the top of the hour, it's going to be Mousesports versus Fnatic. Overpass will be the first of 2 maps, so we look forward to that. We'll discuss that at the time. We'll see you back here in around 20 minutes.